the Serity, a Bleach fandom community podcast brought to you by Barragan's Aging Cream. Sick to death of seeing the commercials and adverts for anti-aging cream? Embrace the process by saying fuck it and becoming an old wrinkly get easily and cheap thanks to this new aging cream. Just don't apply too much or you might die. Anyway, my name is Lethan and today I'm joined by Nomi.
Hello. I can't.
Didn't hear you.
That's because I'm too busy laughing. Hello.
It's like I did not hear the hello that time.
No, I was too busy laughing. That was a good one.
Okay. Good, I'm glad. At least somebody thinks I'm funny, right? Okay, I'm excited for these episodes.
Yay! Me too, for obvious reasons. But yeah!
I've actually got a lot in my... Well, we'll get to that when we get to that. We'll get to it when we get to it, right? I'm just excited, right? Okay, well, we go with the episode summaries then.
We shall. So we're starting off today with episode 278, The Nightmare Returns, Revival of the Espada, in which we see a solemn state. Despite their apparent victories, both Toshiro and Soifon look pretty beat. The one fight still continuing is the one against Starrk, where we pick up with Ukitake's spectacular save and apparently shooting a Sero back at Starrk. Ukitake is a secret Visored now? Well, that's a plot twist. No, not a Visored and not shooting Seros? Ah, gotcha. Ukitake's Shikai allows him to absorb an enemy's attack and redirect it. Pretty cool if you ask me. Starrk points out that there's probably a flaw and attempts to test it by shooting 1,000 Seros at Ukitake, until Kyoraku rejoins the fray and the pair of them, that is, the pair of Ukitake and Kyoraku, team up against Starrk. Their fight is interrupted by the appearance of a huge gargantua in the sky. What could it be? Rancor reinforcements? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's... Oh, it's just Wonderweiss. But he's not alone. Following behind him is a huge SuperChunky from hell. As everyone is distracted by the new arrivals, Wonderweiss sets his eyes on a target and appears behind none other than Ukitake and stabs the man through the chest. What? Kyoraku, obviously shocked at his husband's demise, goes to help, but is instead shot in the shoulder at point-blank range by Starrk. Wonderweiss then screams. The scream pierces the ice-trapping halibut and clears away the cloud from Soifon's bankai, revealing Barragan, who had just been chilling and isn't dead at all. And just to add more fuel to the fire, or in this case get rid of the fire altogether, the massive tentacle hollow blows away the flames, encasing... I think that's meant to say encircling... No, encasing's the right word there. Anyway, I'll do that again. The massive tentacle hollow blows away the inflames, encasing the traitorous trio of Aizen, Gin, and Tosin. When all hope seems lost, Saviour comes in the most unlikeliest of sources, that being my heroes, Shinji and the rest of the Visords.
And that brings us into episode 279, Kyoraku and Aizen, the reunion of fate. It's a Visords arrival party, as we finally get to see them shine. But before that, we have over 8 minutes of filler recap on the past arc, Turn Back the Pendulum. Which is kind of fair because there was like 2 seasons of filler in between that we just glossed over, but it's recap anyway. So anyway, getting into the actual episode, Lisa kicking Kyoraku and berating him might be one of my favourite reunions I've ever seen from characters who just cannot express emotions in any other way. And then I've got here, Nomi, you're right, this girl is fiery. No wonder you like her so much.
Yes!
Oh. Wonderweiss uses his voice, making Hulier, which is apparently the name of the hollow, release several Gillian. But the Visords don their masks and step up to bat, showcasing a wide range of abilities and skills. Shinji is confronted by Tosin when he heads to meet Aizen, and Tosin's next attack is blocked by that very good boy himself, Kumamura. We establish that Shinji and the others aren't here as their allies, but merely as Aizen's enemies, as the group break off to help other Shinigami. Lisa and Hiyori go to help Toshiro with Haribel, and Love and Rose team up to help fight Starrk. Hachi descends upon Soifon to help with Barragan, because she looks like she needs the help. Mashiro and Kenzie take out the rest of the Gillian with ease, and Mashiro takes her legs directly to the Hulier's face. Meanwhile, a battered and bruised Shuhei appears to confront Tosin alongside Komomura. Goodness knows I cannot wait to see how this ends.
Which lets us move swiftly along into episode 280, Hisagi and Tosin, the moment of parting. We pick off with the clip from last episode with Mashiro defeating the supermassive black hole of a hollow, and also delivering a swift kick of justice towards Wonderwise's face. Meanwhile, Toshiro asks complete strangers if they can fight Halibal for him so he can go fight Aizen. Hiyori is having none of this, however, and starts up a verbal barrage of insults directed at the small captain before both of them joins Lisa to fight the third Espada. Meanwhile, Love and Rose team up against Starrk, and Hachigan joins Soifon and Ameda. Despite knowing of him, Soifon feigns ignorance with who Hachi is. Hachi shows off his Kido prowess and blocks Baragon in a green barrier, but even Kido can decay and rot with age, as demonstrated by Baragon when he breaks free. Meanwhile, Hisagi is preparing to fight against Tosin, asking Komomoro's permission to do so. Komomoro notices that Haggis? Hisagi?
Is that what you had for breakfast this morning, Nomi?
No, I had a smoothie.
Oh my god. Haggis. That's all I'm going to think of now. When I think of Shay, that's it. Just fucking haggis, that's it. That's great.
Haggis.
Oh, it's the best. Summer is hard, Nomi. Summer is hard.
Summer is hard. It's really hot outside. I'm just saying that.
Oh.
But now I want pictures of of Haggis with a little 69 on its cheek. That's all I want. Anyway, so
this is what happens when Dale leaves the two Scottish YouTubers to do the fucking podcast, okay? Right, sorry, go.
Meanwhile, Hisagi is preparing to fight Tosin, asking Komomoro's permission to do so. Komomoro notices that Hisagi isn't fully healed yet, but allows him to fight anyway. With all the fights going on around, the episode focuses back on Soifon and Hachi versus Baragon. Hachi has a plan that involves using Soifon's Bankai, but Soifon seems reluctant to help Hachi until he promises to lock Kisuke Uehara in one of Hachi's barriers for a month. The captain's hatred for Kisuke Uehara wins, and she agrees to help, so Hachi locks Baragon in a multitude of barriers, stopping him from using his Respira to decay Soifon's Bankai, and Soifon shoots him once more.
There was so much to love in these episodes. There was actually
really was
a lot going on. There was like so many jumping about, so many different like fights happening, and then the Visords all like talking about like why they're there, and then of course like the fights and some of the powers we got to see, and yeah, there's a lot to love. I can't wait to discuss these episodes.
Yeah, well, let's get into it, shall we?
Yes.
Alrighty, so we'll start with episode 278. We've got manga chapters 363, SuperChunky from Hell, and 364, Grinning Revengers. So that's not the Avengers, it is Grinning Revengers. And our differences are, we've got there was that little bit of the start of the episode where it kind of focused on Halibal and Baragon, the smoke cloud encasing Baragon, as kind of like an ominous foreshadowing. Yeah, that was just anime only.
Okay.
The surprise of them coming back was a lot more impactful in the manga. Again, we had some censoring with poor Ukitake's demise. The anime just kind of gave it a whole silhouette-y feel. Mm-hmm. Whereas in the manga, you actually see Wonderwise's hand go straight through and all the blood, and poor Ukitake. Wow. Yeah. We had fight padding, basically all of Starrk versus the tag team of Kyoraku Uki and Ukitake taunting Lynette. They didn't have that much of a fight. Literally, they just get distracted by the SuperChunky and Wonderwise. Mm-hmm. And as always, the turn back the pendulum flashbacks, just yeah. But you raised a good point. Like, for people who have been watching everything, there was 2 filler arcs, and I was like, it doesn't seem that long ago for us, but it was for them. Yeah. But another thing that you raised is, what did you call the SuperChunky hell beast?
So according to the page where I absolutely do not steal my recap from, it's Hooleer.
Okay.
Hoolleer.
Okay, because that's what I saw when I was also on that same website, totally not stealing episode summaries. But it is, and I'm dragging out my words here to stall because I need to find the page in the manga. Something different in both the manga and in the sub.
Okay.
And I hadn't realised that. Please hold. Your call is important to us.
I mean, I feel like we should just give it our own name then. If everybody else is naming it their own thing, like I want to call it SuperChunky.
Well, that's, it's super chunk. The anime, the manga chapter SuperChunky from Hell is referring specifically to this guy.
Yeah. So we name it after that. Let's call it SuperChunky.
Yeah, SuperChunk.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with the new Pokemon Lechonk.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm forgetting about that wee pig. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I am getting one and calling it bacon.
Fura, F-U-R-A.
Okay.
And both the U and the A have like the little accent on top, the upside down pointy arrow. But yeah, Fura is what the manga and I'm pretty sure the subbed called it too.
Cool. Oh.
So unless that's just how you pronounce the U and the A when they've got that accents on, and that it does actually sound like Julia.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
Because it's probably not Japanese then, is it? If it's like a Rankari, a Spadai type, it's probably based on some sort of Spanish or even... I've seen it bleed into Portuguese as well. Some of the words were coming up in Portuguese on Google. So it might have some sort of connotations to that. But yeah, that could be what they're doing then, is they've sort of wrote it into English how you would say it in that language. Yeah. Okay, cool. That's fine. We'll call it SuperChunky. Just to be...
SuperChunky.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Right. Where do we even start with this episode? Oh my god.
Okay, so...
Go for it.
I don't know if when you're watching your episodes, if you have kind of like a little snippet of what's going to happen in the episode before the opening credits?
Yes, I do.
I had completely forgotten about Ukitake's injury, and I had not realised it happened. And that small clip in the opening, I was just like, wait, what happens in this episode? I was completely caught off guard. And I'm actually quite annoyed that the anime spoiled it for me.
Yeah, me too. I think, like, they shouldn't... I get the wee recap thing, right? But then it's annoying me, that right now they're like, here's what's coming up in the episode. And then they're like, intro. And then they're like, fucking recap. I'm like, just give us a recap, give us the intro, and then give us, like, what we're meant to be watching.
They didn't do it for the second two episodes, because I think they wanted to focus on the turn back the pendulum.
Oh no, I did get it. I got it for...
Did you?
I got it for, what was it, 280? I got it for 280. Because I got a little snippet of, like, Hiyori shouting at Toshiro before the episode even got into it.
Yes, it was 279. I think they skipped it. But
because they already had 8 fucking minutes of recap in that episode to pad that one out, so they were fine.
But yeah, no, the whole Ukitake's injury and Ukitake going down was a complete and utter shock for me. I had completely forgot about it. I feel bad. I'm sorry, Dell. I forgot that your boy goes down.
I feel like we need Dell here to discuss like how they feel about it.
I have I am under strict orders. We do have to speak about Ukitake Shikai, and we have to speak for Dao and hype Ukitake Shikai and just Ukitake up.
Oh, 100% we're going to do that. Are you joking? Yeah, like, what a cool fucking Shikai. I love that. I love that, like, it isn't just as simple as reflecting an enemy's attack back at them, that those charms actually, like, adjust it and make it so much
the timing.
Better. Yeah. Oh. I just think that's so cool.
It really is. And it's funny because they were like, he comes in and he's like, oh, you weren't going to use your Bankai, and Kyoraku's like, no, I was just about to use my Bankai, and Ukitake's like, no, don't use your Bankai, which makes me wonder what exactly Kyoraku's Bankai is.
I had that note. That was my first note, was Jushiro saying Kyoraku shouldn't use his Bankai. I was like, what the hell is it?
Yeah. But then it's also like, can we also see Ukitake's Bankai?
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen now because Ukitake's down on the floor. He's out for the count. But the fact that he they're both coming to each other's rescue, and the whole tag team that was going on.
Yes.
It is so good.
It's like, because I was with Starrk, like, see, I remember when I first saw this, right, and I was a bit with Starrk, I was a bit like, oh, Kyoraku's fighting kind of dirty, right, and then Kyoraku's kind of like the one to berate us, and he's kind of like, well, I never says I was going to fight fair, like, he never gave us he never implied at any point that he was all for fair fights and everything, and I was kind of like, okay, Kyoraku, I get it, like, it makes sense, like, I get that there are people out there that are, like, strong moral, like, oh, sense of duty, and, like, if they were going to do something, they would want it to be one-on-one, and it would have to be even Stevens, like, fucking Ichigo try to get Ukiura to cut off his arm and leg so it was even, like, I just think, personally, maybe this is my Slytherin coming out, but I think that's fucking stupid. Take any advantage you can and rock with it. So, like, this, like, Kyoraku and Ukitake doing what they were doing in this episode, I was like, fuck yeah. And I know that they were saying, well, technically there's two of you, but really? Yeah, I think that was a lame excuse. I think this is just how these boys fight, and I'm all here for it.
Yeah, that they are very much treating this as he is a hollow, and Shinigami use any backhanded techniques to destroy hollows, even just destroying hollows when their back is turned, you know. So there's all Shinigami, I think, fight dirty, but these guys have been around the block before, so...
Especially when the stakes are this high. Like, when the stakes are this high and, like, effectively the balance of the world is depending on the outcome of this fight, of course you want to do everything you can to win. That just makes sense.
And especially when they look down and they've got how many lieutenants just kind of lying out for the count on the floor? 100%. You know, they've got a generation to protect. Yeah.
But yeah, they two fighting together. It's honestly, they work so well together. It's really clear they've done this a lot. Yeah. I love them. I love them
so much, yeah.
Yep. I've put there the husbands are hustling Starrk. Husbands are hustling Starrk. Because he says that at one point, he's like, you guys are hustling me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. It's good. But yeah, the fact that, like, Ukitake got, like, a hand I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Especially because Wonder Wise went down so easily to a kick from Mashiro later. And I don't know, Ukitake isn't the kind of character to me that I think would have let his guard down that easily. Maybe I don't know him as well as I think I do, but...
Ukitake does have this kind of unknown illness, so if he got struck where his illness is, then that just could have made him even worse.
But the fact he got caught off guard even in the first place for that to even happen, it felt very reminiscent of, like, Rukia being caught off guard by Grimmjow when Grimmjow, you know, when she first goes up against Grimmjow to protect Ichigo. Or she shouts at Ichigo, doesn't she? She shouts, look out. And as she's doing that, Grimmjow, like, goes for her. And it was very reminiscent of that scene, except that Rukia was worried for Ichigo, so she was distracted by that. And I know that Ukitake was distracted too, but you've got to remember, Rukia isn't even a seated officer. So yeah, she's going to make mistakes like that. You know what I mean? And Grimmjow is a level 6 Espada. So I don't know. I know Wonder Wise is important and stuff, but I don't know. I didn't like it, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it was...
It felt put in there for the shock value. It felt like I was watching Game of Thrones again, and then the dragon got shot out the sky by the arrow from the boat, which shouldn't have happened, and I will forever be upset by that, but that's what it felt like.
Sorry, I'm just going to close my patio door because a bee just came in and I was like, go away.
Wait, your sister's here? Tell her I says hello.
Okay, that's fine. I'm alive. Kind of. Okay.
Yes.
Poor Ukitake and Kyoraku. And, I mean, Yamamoto's face in shock when they both go down, I think.
Yeah.
Says a lot as well.
It does. And yet Yamamoto still just stood there.
He did. He really did.
He really is as useful as a chocolate fire guard, isn't he?
I love that analogy. Yeah.
Easter eggs in the middle of summer. It just is like, it's just, no, why do you exist?
Why do you exist?
Anyway, and then I've put there like round 2 for everybody, and I was getting really shocked. My notes were getting scribbly, and then I was like, oh yeah, the Visords are here.
Yeah.
What did you think? What did you think of their entry?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It was annoying in the anime how they added in remember who these guys are? You know, this is the last time we saw them, you know, getting all their Visords and kind of prefacing that they too have a stake in this fight. The reason why they are who they are is all because of Aizen, and that's why they're here. But I mean, the manga didn't do that, so the kind of impactfulness of their kind of awakening, arrival is just like they're here, they're bam, and then they just go off. And we've not seen these guys fight to their full potential yet. We've seen them fight Ichigo. And some of the things these guys were coming out with, like Hachi, we know is some kind of really good at Kido, and he really shows off that.
Yeah, he was a member of the Kido Corps, wasn't he? Was he like effectively like a lieutenant level or something of the Kido Corps?
Yeah, he was, yeah. You got Rose and his powers, and like we'll go into more detail when we get into that episode, but I loved their entry and just their chance to shine, and kind of it was a showing off, but it was also a chance for us, the audience, to see a little bit more about who these guys really are. Yeah,
I'll admit, I think the manga did this right, because for me, their arrival in the anime was really anticlimactic for me, because they arrived and there was no music. There was no music, and it went straight into flashbacks. And I was like, are you joking? And then after the flashbacks were kind of done, then we kind of got into... Obviously, it's coming into the next episode a bit now, but then we got into the music. And I'm like, that's what their arrival should have been that. Their arrival should have been, bam, they're there, the music. Straight away, the music. Music is everything.
Yeah, because
there was no music at all. I was like, what?
Now that you say that, I'm remembering that, because we come out of a flashback and then you've got that whole kind of guitar strum of and then Shinji's twirling his hat, and that's the impactfulness that we wanted before the flashbacks. But I mean, this whole episode was only 2 manga chapters,
that explains a lot.
Means that you know there's going to be a lot of filler. And that Turn Back the Pendulum flashbacks really took a huge dent out of the filler.
Well, that's kind of bleeding me nicely into 279, so I don't know if you want to do...
Yeah, we can do,
Let's go for it. Unless, have you got any final points for that 278?
Just that Baragon was just chilling in the smoke, just, you know... Hi, I'm still alive, you know, like, he could have just walked out at any point, but no, he was just biding his time, chilling, having a cup of tea.
That's good.
Speaking of tea, I can finally say one of my points, but I'll say it in a minute. I'll do the manga anime differences first. So for episode 279, we've got manga chapters 365, Whose Side Are We On? 366, The Revengers High, and 367, Your Enemy Is My Enemy. This is surprising because of all the flashbacks, but there was still 3 manga chapters that came out of this.
Okay, cool.
Manga anime differences, we've got more Turn Back the Pendulum flashbacks. This was actually really annoying to me. When the kind of Visords make their appearance and everyone's looking at him, everyone's looking at them or kind of like recognizing them or wondering who they are, there's a small panel of Hisagi just lying on the floor, looking up at Kensei and noticing Kensei. And that's not in the anime. It got completely cut from the anime.
How dare they?
I know. I was like, but look, it's his savior. Oh. And no, the anime didn't have it.
Oh, they should have had that in.
Right?
Yeah, I'm annoyed at that.
We had when Lisa and Kyoraku were talking. Kyoraku says that she's become more beautiful. The anime Lisa kind of has a little blush on her cheeks, whereas manga she's just like deadpanned and what are you trying to do, like, you know. So the anime downplays it and kind of adds that more kind of blushing relationship towards them, whereas manga Lisa's just like, what the fuck.
See, I kind of like the manga Lisa better for that one, even though I thought the blush was really cute and seeing her blush is very adorable. But like, I like the manga for that better, and my reasons why I'll discuss when we get to episode 280.
Okay.
I think it's 280 anyway. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
when the big SuperChunk is defeated, there is grey ooze in the anime and just blood in the manga. So again,
that sounds
yep. And then we had the Eye of SuperChunk. So it's if you remember way back when we first saw the Eye of SuperChunk.
It's never not going to be funny.
No, right. It's a lot more curved in the anime, and it's as if they hadn't realized that it was supposed to be an eye. It's like it was. They thought they just made it into kind of a horizon. Whereas this time it's come to light that the eye that we see way back then when they first get beamed me up, Scotty, on Sogyoku Hill. It's actually meant to be the eye of the SuperChunk.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like a little stylistic choice there. Yeah. But yeah, that is pretty much all it is. There is not a lot in this chapter. The next chapter is the worst chapter.
Oh no, that makes me nervous. Okay. Because I have way more notes for episode 280 than I do for any of the others, so...
Oh no.
Okay, well that's fine. Right, I want to start this off, right? What the fuck is Mashiro doing when she's posing at the beginning? What pose is that? Who poses like that? Like, is that meant to be intimidating? There's nothing intimidating about that. You look so fucking stupid.
She's my least favourite Vizard. I love them all to death, but again, Shiro just gets on my nerves.
I couldn't even look at the rest of them because I was so focused on what the fuck is she? Who does that with a body? Who just chills like that? Like...
she's like a wannabe Sailor Scout.
I have no idea what she's doing, but I was like, that is just okay. That's an artistic choice. My next note, oh my god. Sorry, you go. You give me one because
okay. I mentioned tea, like Barragan was sipping tea. So a big headcanon of mine has always been that we know that Sasakibe, Lieutenant Sasakibe, Yamamoto's lieutenant, loves things from England. It's like revealed in some Omaki episodes at the back. It's where he got his little cape from. It's from England, and he loves English tea. So the reason why he got the Visors got let through the barrier is because they bribed him with tea from England.
I love that.
So he just turns up and he's like, I'm happy, I got tea, that's why they're here, you know.
I'm stealing that headcanon, that's great. Is it Yorkshire Gold?
Yeah, it's a Yorkshire blend, or it's Tetley, or it's something.
Oh, it's not Tetley, it's good to go.
You're not a Tetley fan?
I mean, I like Tetley, but it's like the commoner's tea, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, true. Earl Grey, then. Ooh, it's definitely an Earl Grey of some sort.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll take Earl Grey, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's so good. Right, my next note, I've got nice eye candy for Nomi because we've got a shot up Lisa's skirt. I was like, that's good eye candy.
Yeah. Step on me, mommy. It's okay.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
It's fascinating to me. With all these Visors returning, not that many people actually know who they are.
Right? Yeah.
You've got Toshin. That was a cross between Toshiro and Tosin. I can't speak today. I am sober now, honest. Toshiro hasn't a clue who these guys are.
Which kind of makes sense because Toshiro's quite young, so
he's
obviously joined because we didn't see him in any of the Turn Back the Pendulum arc either. So we're assuming the people we saw in the Turn Back the Pendulum arc obviously know who these guys are, and the people that weren't present for that probably have no clue who these guys are.
Komamura surprises me though because I feel like he has been maybe around a while. Have we had his?
We got him joining with Tosin, right?
Yeah.
They two kind of joined together. He joined because of Tosin, I think it was. It was something like that. It was around about the same time as each other anyway. And I don't think... And Tosin... No, I think Tosin was there first, wasn't he? Because he was the reason Komamura joined. I remember Komamura went to Tosin's quote-unquote captain at the time, or person in charge at the time, who I believe was it Aizen? Aizen was the lieutenant or something. I can't remember now. It's
I think so, because Tosin wasn't in the 5th. He was in the 9th. So, like... But they acted like they didn't know each other. And you'd think that someone as tall and as prominent as Komamura, even though the Sorete is a pretty huge place and many people don't know each other outside of the divisions, someone like Komamura is probably going to be a little bit more well-known. You'd notice if someone was walking around with a bucket on their head or a cloth covering their face.
True, yeah.
And both the interactions between Shinji and Komamura were like, they don't know each other.
That is interesting timeline-wise, actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure we see a shot of Komamura meeting Aizen and Tosin when they're there, so they're obviously still in the Sorete at that point, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that means that he would be in the Sorete at the time before... Well, no, actually, because... They all thought Urahara did the crime, so this still could have been after.
It could have been, yeah.
This could have been after Shinji and everybody left and the whole Visords thing went down, and then, like, Aizen was climbing the ranks and Tosin was pulling people out, like, they were getting their posse together, people they could trust and take under their wing and manipulate.
Yeah.
Like Momo and Izuru. So, like, that feels about right. So it was probably before Momo and Izuru and everybody joined, but after... Shinji and everybody.
But after the Visords incident, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, to the listeners that are out there that are like massive Bleach nerds, they're probably like, oh my god, it took us a while to get there, but we got there.
We got there.
we got there, yeah. Sometimes you just got to talk things out. Okay.
You really do, yeah.
You really do. I thought it was interesting that Shinji said, like, I think he said this to, I think it was Yamamoto, he said that we support Ichigo, there is somebody else we support, and that is Ichigo Kurosaki, right? He said that, but I was like, where is that loyalty coming from? Like, why not the main loyalty being to Urahara and saying, like, we support Urahara Kisuke? Like, because they obviously briefly mentioned it, but they didn't say it to anybody's faces. I
wonder if they kind of hold some sort of resentment towards Kisuke.
Okay, tell me more.
Because of the fact, like... They said at the end, we owe Kisuke, and Kisuke obviously is the guy that kind of saved their life, gave them the means to be able to survive. But if Kisuke's maybe explained his side of the Hogyoku thing, and what he's done with his Hogyoku, then maybe they kind of hold some sort of resentment that some of it is his fault as well.
But Aizen was going to do that and create his own, like, he was already on the path to holification before Kisuke, like, he even knew about Kisuke's research and right? So I don't know, it seems strange, but I was also like, where does the loyalty to Ichigo come from? Is it just because he's the main character and they want more screen time, or
unless they see something in Ichigo that they see in themselves, like Ichigo is a Visored.
Yeah, maybe.
We're not sure how Ichigo became a Visored.
I feel like Ichigo owes them more than they owe Ichigo, though. Like,
yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
It's just strange. But maybe they are. Maybe that's like something that they all came up with. They were all like, we're going to be loyal to the people that are in this same situation as us, unquestioningly.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that is something that they did, but...
Because maybe they feel a bit of resentment for Kisuke because Kisuke didn't become like them.
Maybe, yeah. And maybe because he did that to Ichigo. Like, Ichigo didn't really have a choice. He made Ichigo holify.
Yeah.
He forced Ichigo into it. So, maybe it's something to do with all that as well.
Yeah. I think there's still more to be learned from backstories and thing. I don't think we're getting the whole picture just yet.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
I have another question for you, though.
Okay.
Where the fuck does Mashiro and Hachi put their Zanpakuto when they're holified? I mean, I have theories, but...
I think Hachi's is simple.
Okay.
Hachi's is like, there's I can't remember if it's in the anime, but in the manga there's a panel of them all showing their Zanpakuto, and Hachi's is in like a Kido barrier. So it's like he's disguised it, or it's like hidden in an ether space of a world between worlds where he just kind of pulls it out.
I like that, that's cool.
Yeah, so let me... Mashiro, we can theorize about Mashiro while I'm waiting for me to find information. But Mashiro, yeah, she's wearing that skin tight kind of.
Either she just leaves it lying at her arse, or she has it up her arse. I don't know. Like, where else can you keep it?
Anime manga logics, you know.
Yeah. And I know we've seen this in other fights as well, like the people Zanpakuto or sheaths and stuff. Well, the sheaths we established were part of like their spiritual pressure, so when they draw their swords, their sheaths disappear. But
have we seen Mashiro Zanpakuto?
Yes, we have, yes.
Okay.
Because she was posing with it when she first came in. She had it like her two hands at the back and like her butt arched out towards it. And we also saw it when everybody ganged up on Ichigo, when Ichigo started holofying and going after Hiyori.
Yeah. Because in this picture, you can't see it. She doesn't have one on her. But you can see Hachi's barrier, which is where the... Did I post this in the right server? I did, okay.
Wait, let me see. Which, general. We're in general. Yeah, because when she holofies, it disappears. But see if you look at when they all arrived and before they holofied.
Okay, let's go back. Oops.
I'm sure she's posing with it. Or at least she was in the anime.
Oh yeah, there she is.
Yeah. And there's her Zanpakuto. So, where's it gone?
Yeah.
I mean, she does strike me as the kind of person who would just leave it lying around and then lose it continuously.
Yes.
Which I think is very funny.
Maybe she gives it to Hachi to hold on to
Maybe.
And Hachi just kind of stores them all. Because they're obviously still in Gigais right now, right? Which makes a point that I want to make so much more cooler. Anyway, so these guys are all in Gigai. You don't normally see Gigais running around with Zanpakuto. There's the whole kind of spiritual connection, and Soul Reapers are more powerful when they're not in Gigai type thing. So maybe Hachi just stores them all in this like Kido chest that he's got and just doles them out. He's like, here's yours, oh wait, this is yours, you know.
I love that. It's like, put your name on it, make sure it's got your name on it. Like when you've gone to school and you've got to put your name on your jacket.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I like that.
But yeah, back to the point of the fact that all still in Gigai. Mashiro defeated these two guys whilst in a Gigai. You know, Hachi's doing everything that he's doing with Baragon, still in a Gigai.
Well, do we know for a fact that they're still in Gigai? Like, or I know that we've got no reason to believe, or nothing said that they've come out of their Gigai, but
they've not. Yeah, there's nothing to say that they're out of Gigai, other than the fact they're still wearing human clothes. And would a ghost soul be able to wear human clothes unless what's his face? Kisuke has kind of
it's true actually, because when you see
fabricated
them
clothes,
they're always they only wear other clothes when they're in their Gigais, don't they? That's interesting. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Fair point. Continue your point. Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah, so it's just the fact that we're seeing these guys fight in Gigai, whereas all the captains and everything are fighting at full strength without a Genjei Kaito, whatever it's called, in Bankai.
Yeah.
So it just it really strikes home how powerful and strong these guys are. And just something to kind of keep in the back of your mind for future episodes when we see them fighting again, if we see them fighting again.
Okay, love it.
Still staring at people.
Gee, I wonder who. Honestly, you thirsting over Lisa is going to be the equivalent of me thirsting over Vi when we start doing the Arcane podcast. Right, I loved the fact that there was a point in this episode, right? It was so well done, and I fucking loved this, right? I'm not a huge fan, and me and Dale had a discussion about this in one of the last recordings that we did, but like, I'm a huge lover when they show and don't tell. However, if you're gonna tell, do it this way, where like each of the Visords got a little bit of exposition as to like how they were feeling about they were not allies. I believe it was that speech that they were talking about where they were like, it was jumping between each of them, where they separated themselves and they were all doing a little bit of the exposition. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Because it's like, it tells us way more than just the information that they're talking to us about. It tells us how in sync they are. Like, that they're effectively saying the same things but from totally different distance away, and they all match. And these guys have been together, they've been through a lot together, and it just like strengthens and unifies them, the fact that this exposition was happening and jumping between each of them. I fucking loved it.
Yeah, so good. And like we did, because this is the first time we've seen Hachi fight, because he just had barriers. So we're seeing these guys, they're not fighting Ichigo, they're not having to struggle against his inner hollow, because that was a tough fight. They're now allowed to get out there and just show everybody what they're made of. Apart from Shinji, we didn't see much of Shinji. Shinji just got beat up by Tosen.
Shinji and his little twig legs.
His little twig legs.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. It makes us excited though for what we'll see.
It does.
Right, okay, I'm out for 279 then. I've only got 280 left.
Let me find my notes. There I am. The fact that Kyoraku was playing dead. That's
it's very good.
It's like, how long are you gonna stay dead? Yeah, it's just so Kyoraku-like as well. Although you'd think he'd be a little bit more worried about Ukitake. Like maybe he'd be like slowly inching his way. In Guardians of the Galaxy, Drax, when he's eating crisps so slowly, it's like you don't even know he's there. Like I'm imagining him doing that bit. He's like, if I move so slowly, they won't notice that I'm here. I'm still playing dead, and I can get over and see Ukitake.
I could totally see Kyoraku trying to do something like that. Like if I move slow enough, they won't see me.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yep. Okay, that's good. That's funny.
Yeah, and then we had. Did you watch the ending at the end of the end credits?
I did, but in the dub, they've not got those dubbed or subbed, so I'm just watching Japanese. So I don't know what they're saying.
Okay. So it was. This episode had the gang in their outfits from the end credit scenes in New York, saying we need to get back to the airport.
Oh yeah.
And then they see the plane flying overhead. They're like, oh no, we've missed the plane. And then Kon comes up and he says, new ending, next episode. Because it's kind of, now they've filmed all the scenes of the end credit scene. They're trying to get back to Japan and to go home. And it's just basically a nice little hinting that we're going to get a new end credit song at the end of next episode. That's basically what that was, yeah.
Okay, love it. Also, like, where were they? Where did they travel to? Did we figure that out?
New York, I think.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't blame them. Hope they got corn dogs.
Don't like corn dogs.
Me neither, but that's why they're so great. They're such a like American-y, New York-y thing. Right.
Okay. Episode 280.
And let's go.
This is the start of volume 43, so you know what that's going to mean at the end of this.
Yay!
We've got chapter 368, The Fearless Child, and 369, Spit on Your Own God.
Okay.
Manga anime differences. Take a deep breath.
Oh no way.
We've got added verbal banter between Toshiro and Hiyori.
Okay.
Mainly the whole scene with him putting a hand on her.
That makes sense.
Perverted stuff, which includes Lisa's interjection of it's okay to like a girl's body.
No! No!
Yep. None of that happened. It's literally just shorty. And then Lisa's just kind of... Lisa doesn't even say anything. Lisa just goes and fights.
I am so upset. Because I was like, oh my god, is this like canon that Lisa's into girls? Okay. Whatever.
I know.
It's fine.
But we have the canon of Lisa liking girls because of she was reading a kind of girly, obscene magazine. So that's where the canon comes from.
It's true. It just would have been nice to have that reaffirmation, right?
Yeah. We've got the whole fight with Toshiro, Hiyori, and Lisa fighting together. That was extended. Basically, they just kind of go up against her and the scene shifts. Starrk, Rose, and Love was all filler with Lilynette banter. That was filler. It visits the Visords. There was just a kind of time shift. So we saw all of the Visords before it focused on Hisagi. Whereas Hisagi actually only has the first 4 pages of this chapter.
Okay.
And it's it's not even that much. I don't know why this episode is called what it is called, because he doesn't even focus that prominently.
I was thinking, yeah.
But the anime does that a lot. They focus on the smallest detail when really the episode's about something else. There was a minor PC change, like political correctness change. So the anime says Hisagi says to Tosin, "I'm here to help you come to your senses." Whereas in the manga, he says, I'm here to help you open your eyes." Which I understand why they might have done it. However, it's something to note that it is going to change the impactness of an event in the future.
Wait a minute, what was it he says in it was the open your eyes comment?
Yeah, he says, I'm here to help you open your eyes," or something like that.
I actually think that was what was in the dub, because I remember hearing it. I'm sure it was. Don't quote me on that, but I'm sure it was, because I remember having a moment of going, you know what I mean? So yeah. I think it might have, but it was definitely something to do with eyes. I'm pretty sure it was, because I remember thinking, that was mean.
That's interesting, because the sub had him, "I'm here to help you come to your senses." And I was like, oh, I understand why they might have done that. However, that's going to have impactness in the future.
Yeah, I'm not going to go scrubbing back through the episode to see for sure, but
yeah,
I'm pretty sure, because I remember having a moment of going, oh, interesting that was their word choice.
Yeah. Rose and Love fighting Starrk is all filler. The whole fight with Tosin and Hisagi, like, Hisagi turns up, they have a chat. Tosin's like, if you fear death, you shouldn't be fighting, or whatever the fear line he says is. But then it just switch. They don't actually fight.
Right, okay.
Halibut and the short duo plus Lisa fight. Basically, the fight's giving us even more clips of how incapable Hiyori and Toshio are of working together.
Yeah.
Basically they're all still in sealed status, which is laughable when Toshio had to be in Bankai before. So yeah, they're not going to get far. The Gin and Shinji standoff was an anime difference. And Hachi is a lot more pissed in the anime. He's a lot more calmer in the manga, whereas anime Hachi has that look of he's really annoyed and pissed now, which doesn't suit Hachi at all. I feel like he's always kind of calm.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, all those differences.
Jesus, Nomi, take a breath. Wow.
So yeah, but
I've had to scribble out my Lisa notes. I was sitting there, I was like a petulant child with like my cheeks blown out because I put there like I could see why you like her so much, and I was like
yeah. I mean, you can still keep it in. There's reasons why I like it. Yeah. Okay, we've got, let's see, Toshiro. Bless him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ever been chastised or had anyone talk to him like that before. No. And the fact that it's someone who's shorter than him is hilarious. And I mean, he always like that. He always just outspoken and brash and would yell at anyone no matter their height. But the fact that it's Toshiro just kind of adds to, it's a little bit of comedy kind of done right, and it just highlights. The anime took it going on a little bit too far.
They took it too far, yeah.
But even the stuff in the manga, like the little bit of humor, it's humor done right. You know, it's just these two highlighting that not everyone's going to get on with each other. They're not here to. It's reminding us that they're not their ally. That they're not their allies.
Yeah. They're not here to make friends. They're here to do a job. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep. Wow. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to see what notes I just put poor Toshiro. That's all I put. I was just like, what a shame, because like we know what Hiyori's like. We've seen it before. We've seen it in action. Yeah. Can we talk for a minute, please, about Barrigan's power?
Yes.
Wow, this might be one of my all-time favourite Bleach powers. Especially when it comes to like the espada and everything like that. I think he probably has like one of my all-time favourite powers.
Yeah.
It's so unique, such a great concept, and fuck is it deadly. Literally. Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah. Del and I were speaking last episode. It's like, I was saying that we watching this has really made me appreciate Barragan's powers even more, and it is slowly becoming one of my favorite fights because of it's just so fascinating, and everything that he can do and what they're gonna have to do or what they've done in all the limits they had to go through to actually defeat him.
Yeah, agreed. And we don't even know if he did, because actually the end to be continued scene still had his face in it, so we don't know if he's been defeated or not.
It did. It really did, yeah.
So, but yeah, I know what you mean. I think this is like, these battles are battles done right, where it isn't always about who can scream the loudest and who can power up the most. It's literally, okay, this person has a power that's so specifically unique that we're going to have to work together and come up with ideas as to how we can overcome this opponent. And it isn't just by overpowering them, because that's not going to be enough. Yeah, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. How do you overcome aging and dying? You get a Horcrux.
You get a Horcrux. Yeah. Or you become a vampire, you know.
Just as long as you're not one that sparkles.
No sparkly vampires here, yes. But I do love the demonstration of Kido from Hachi here.
Yes.
Like, Kido fascinates me, and everything that Hachi does, it's just elevated from the, no shade to Byakuya and Rukia with their shaka holes and the Soketsus and everything, but this is using, and we saw it a little bit with Momo, but this is using Kido to a whole new level. And someone in the server said something the other day, and I really want to see it happen, is just Hachi teaching Momo
could you imagine
all of his ways.
Oh my god, Momo would be deadly.
She would. She'd be a powerhouse.
She absolutely
I
would.
want that for my girl. Yes.
Yeah. Is Hachi's got to be a Kido master then, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, he was at one point lieutenant of the Kido Corps.
So it makes sense, yeah.
Below that of Tessai, and the only thing we've seen Tessai do really is forbidding Kido and time stops,
Yeah, which is fucking impressive, but yeah.
It really is, yeah. So I think it's probably safe to say that Hachi is more proficient in Kido than possibly Ukitake and Aizen. And both of them are pretty good at Kido.
Yeah, I feel like Hachi might even have overcome Kensai. Not Kensai. Fuck.
Kensai. Kisuke.
Tensai. Was it No, who's the guy that was the captain of the Kido Corps that you said?
Tessai.
Fuck's sake, names, right? I feel like Hachi might have overcome him, because he's been spending so much time with the Visords, and obviously the Visor mask and everything probably has powered up his Kido skills and everything too. And I just feel like Tessai's been doing Urahara's dirty work for a while now, like just basic stuff, like housekeeping, literally. And I feel like Hachi's out there been doing real work, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, I just think that Hachi may even have overcome, we obviously don't know, power levels, blah, all that kind of stuff, but yeah, Hachi is impressive. And we already saw the introduction of like strengthening Kido with various incantations. We've seen Byakuya do it, we've seen Rukia do it, I think we've seen Momo do it as well. And now we're seeing like Hachi do it, and he's really strengthening his Kido with these incantations, and it's just like, God, it's so cool to watch.
Yeah, and whilst Hachi is probably stronger than them all at Kido, his downfall might be then his Zanpakuto.
Yeah, 100%, yeah. I can't see him being as proficient in his Zanpakuto against like somebody like Rukia or Byakuya.
No, exactly. Whereas they're pretty all-rounded, everything. How much of a Zanpakuto do Kido even use? Do they have Shikai? Do they have Bankai? In order to become a captain of Kido Corps, do you have to have Bankai? There's these questions that kind of lay unanswered, because would they need it?
Yeah.
If they can just fight with Kido.
Yeah. Right, I've only got a couple of notes left here. I've got and I think this was in the manga, but correct me if I'm wrong here. It was the only someone who knows fear in battle can beat like Tozen. Like he was making it seem like, oh, you don't have that fear in battle, so you can't defeat me.
Yeah.
Okay, how the fuck did he get beaten by Kenpachi? How does that, like, somebody do the math there for me, please? Because, like, out of every character to have ever existed in Bleach's universe who does not fear battle, Kenpachi's probably, like, number one.
Yeah.
And so, he beat Tozen. What, he doesn't even have, Kenpachi doesn't even have a Bankai, doesn't even have a Shikai, and he beat Tozen's Bankai, right? So Tozen's like, it's like that. You know when somebody gets proven so wrong, like they have these morals and these values and they get proven so wrong time and time again, but they cling on to it because it's all they've fucking got? That's what Tozen feels like to me at this point.
Yeah, he's on his justice high horse.
Yes.
And he's probably blanked the whole incident with Kenpachi out of his mind. He's still alive, therefore it didn't happen.
Let's see that rematch. And just to remind him. Like, let's just see Kenpachi poke holes in this guy until he finally admits that actually don't need to be fearful in battle to be a really good, strong opponent. Anyway, yeah.
I want to see Kisuke in a barrier.
Yeah, me too. I love that. The fact that, like, this is, like, these are big top, like, these are so, like, these are battles that are gonna, like, decide the fate of the fucking world in this universe.
Yeah.
And Soifun is like, you gotta put Urahara on a barrier. Cool, right, I'll fucking do the thing you want me to do. Like, it's just so good. Like, that is, like, brilliantly timed comedic interjections that are so fucking underrated but valued so much. Like, it's so good. I want to see him trapped for a month in this barrier.
Exactly, yeah. She's just standing there with her bank and she's like, tell me again the deal.
Yep.
You know.
So fucking good. Soifun is such a great character, like, and Hachi just like, that was exactly what I needed in that moment. I was like, but like, I loved it also, the fact that I've got like this behind the scenes flash of just Kisuke Urahara telling every cunt and their mother what Soifun's Bankai is. Because obviously Hachi knew, and she's like, the only way you could have known is if Kisuke told you.
Yeah.
so good.
I wonder then, does that mean that Soifun had achieved Bankai before they left?
Must have, yeah. She must have.
But Soifun was tiny. Like, her Bankai probably would have toppled her over.
Maybe it was like a baby version of the Bankai.
Baby version of Bankai.
You know how, like, Toshiro, we've had that discussion about, like, Toshiro being, like overcoming Kyoraku in 100 years. Yeah, like, maybe it was like that. Maybe it was like a case of, like, somebody can get their Bankai, but then over time it can become stronger and stronger and they can become more proficient in it, and maybe that's just where Soifun is now that she's a captain, but back then she maybe only just got it. Maybe the fact Kisuke knows about it is because she toppled over with it.
Oh, I love that.
That is my new headcanon.
Plot twist as well. You know, it's Kisuke's little statue things that she used to train to get her Bankai anyway.
I love that so much.
It's great.
And that's me. All I had was that, like, at the end it didn't really look like they defeated Bad again because we saw that flash of his face again. So.
I saw the flash of his face again. Yeah.
That's it. That's all my notes.
Yeah, all my notes too. We can move on into the volume game.
Yeah! We need like a theme tune to play when that comes
We
up.
do!
Yeah. Let's go!
Okay, so the poem is Decay is my friend.
Madigan.
I know! I was writing it down and I was like, this is too easy. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Decay is my friend, night is my servant. I wait for you in the palace of Elm, where I let the crows peck at my body.
Wait a minute. Elm. Hold on.
I want to say...
There's a thing about Elm, because I've got it in my fanfiction that I'm writing, the Hogwarts one. I'm sure Elm wands in Harry Potter, like the Elm wood has meaning behind it. Really negative connotations.
I thought that was Elder.
No, Elder as well, but Elm is like another one.
Elm wands are sophisticated and capable of advanced magic.
Wait a minute.
They also produce the fewest accidents and the most elegant charms and spells. Purebloods prefer elm wands. However, I want to. I might have. It might have auto translated to something else.
No, wait. Here it is. So elm wood favours those who are ruthless, stable, enduring, cunning, and grounded, and it's Lucius Malfoy's wand.
Oh.
As well. So that there's something like I knew straight away because I had done deep research into it. Everybody's one that I gave him that fan fiction had meaning behind it, and I've probably just I've maybe spoiled something that's coming out in the upcoming chapter. Hopefully Guy doesn't listen to this because I know she's reading that. But like there's an undercurrent of something coming that's predicted in the ones that I'm using in that fan fiction, and I went for elm specifically for someone because of its meaning.
Ooh.
Because of that cunning meaning.
Yeah.
But yes,
okay.
yes.
Oh,
As soon as you said elm there for that poem, I was like, elm wood has really negative meanings and connotations behind it. It's like the colour green. Like, it can mean good and bad. But, like, elm specifically has that. It's seen as, like, a more ominous wood.
Ah.
If you're into all that kind of fairy lore, that kind of stuff, and chakras and energies and crystals, and elm wood has more negative connotations behind it. Just like the colour green stands for like jealousy and greed and everything like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, sorry, I caught onto that. I was like, I latched onto it because of that. Yeah. Anyway.
Yes. So yeah, that was volume 43, Kingdom of Hollows.
Cool.
So yeah.
Yeah, that was an easy game.
That was an easy game. Yeah.
Still enjoyed it. Alright then, that brings us into our Shinigami Cup Peroxide edition. So who wore it best this week?
The Visords.
Of course.
And the entrance, and the music, and the swinging of the Shinji's cap, and just... yes.
Oh my god, I forgot this was mine. Holy shit, hold on. Okay, so in the flashback, there was a tiny flashback where we got Kenpachi in one of them. And, and when it happened, you heard Kenpachi's hair bells, like, you know, the little bells he wears on his hair. Yeah. Now that's my text alert noise. So my who wrote it best was my fucking confusion when that noise happened and I paused the show to check my phone. I literally paused it, looked at my phone, I was like, I didn't get a text, what? Because that is my text alert noise, is Kenpachi's hair bells.
Oh, that's great.
Anyway, yeah, okay. And what about your ship?
Kisuke and Hachi's barrier.
Oh my god, I love that one, that's great.
They're going to get very close together in the 1 month, but they're stuck together.
That is amazing, I need to see that. Alright, my ship this week goes out to you and Lisa.
Aww.
I was like, yeah, I can see it. I ship it. I'm here for it. I'm down.
Yay!
Oh, right, and that brings us into our fandom shout-out. So what have you got this week for us, Nomi?
My fandom shout-out is... not here because it's on my phone.
Please tell me your call is important to us.
Yep. Yesterday was June 3rd. And it was my other girl's birthday. It was Momo's birthday.
Oh, so it was, because we were all dressing up when we were playing Among Us as members of Squad 5, yeah.
Yeah, and you guys were like, come on. And I was like, out drinking with head parties. We were actually coming home when you were messaged, so it was fine. So this is a picture from werfuhrtwen.
I love this. I don't even like Momo, but holy shit, that's cool.
And this is a picture of her and Toby Ume.
Wow.
And it matches something that the author did for Shinji's birthday. Because this artist is a person after my own heart and does ship Shinji and Momo together. So the idea they had was that they would take the Shinji image and kind of match the style that they've done the Momo image in, so they can go side to side.
Oh man, I love this.
So yeah,
I love this so much. This is like, it's like, to anybody watching or listening, sorry, I should say, we're going to have the links for these in our show notes, so go and check them out. But it's like the colours are like there's no colour that's vivid. It's like really subdued, but the pinks stand out still. It's really hard to describe it, like the lighting on the ribbons and stuff. Oh god, it's really good.
Yeah.
And in the embers, because obviously it's like fire type Zanpakuto.
It's fire
so
type.
It's like, yeah, love it. Love it. Right, okay, mine is, because we got quite a lot of them in this episode, mine is actually a Barragan piece.
Ooh.
And it is done by Pendorabox on DeviantArt. And it is the colours for this, like, they've gone for, like, a hellfire vibe with, like, the crown and everything on his head. They've given him, like, the gold crown, the black, like, oh, it's just, and then the hellfire coming from in front of him and just illuminating his, like, skull face and everything. And then kind of the way that it fades off into the background, it kind of looks like it fades off into, like, stars and nothingness. It's really cool.
Oh my gosh, the lighting on this
so
is
good.
just incredible.
So good, yeah. So please go and check them out, because man, these artists deserve all the love this week.
Oh, so good.
But that is me. Have you got any more for any more?
I don't believe I do. We did get that new ending that they hinted at. Did I write it down? No, I did not.
Don't worry, I'm like, I can't even remember.
Echoes by Universe. So yeah, again, if you're watching it, beware of spoilers, but the music, just when the opening and endings come along, what we recommend for people is to close their eyes and just listen to the music. Don't look at the scenes, because some of them can be very spoilerish.
Yep, very true. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Is that us?
That's us.
Oh my gosh, wow, what an episode. Okay, well, you wonderful souls, that is the end of another episode. If you like what you heard and you want to get involved, you can find us by searching for The Serite on Instagram and D Serite on Twitter. Now, she's gonna go for as long as I possibly can. Ichigo and Rukia might reap souls, but we are hoping to reap some 5-star reviews, and that is where you come in. Make like your favourite orchard protector and Ichigo to iTunes and Spotify to rate us, review us, and make us feel like number one. Yeah. To those of you listening on YouTube, don't forget to be like Chad and give us that good thumbs up. We really appreciate it. On the next episode of the podcast, we're going to be covering anime episodes 281, Crown of Lies, Barragan's Grudge, 282, Power of the Soul, Los Lobos Attack, and 283, Starrk, The Lone Battle. We'll see you souls until next time. Bye!
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. 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 Right.